All right, squad, less than two crew. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you are doing well. Hope you have had a good week, and hopefully your weekend is even better as we have arrived at it. I'm very excited to kick off yet another pad here with you all. So, hope everyone's been doing well. I will tell you how I'm feeling in a second. Let me just say hello to early chatters up in here. Lori, hello. Chrissy, welcome in. Jenna Lee, what's good? Dupree's Gal, McKinley, Spud with the 17 bucks. Appreciate you. Russ, what's good? Botswan Sounds. Yeah, we got AZ Red Wings. What up? Kalina with the 60 bucks. Appreciate you, Kalina. Thank you so much, and welcome back in to the Less Than Two crew, Kalina. Appreciate you. Soja, welcome in. Lori, hello again. Kansas, Kalita with the emotes. Appreciate that. Chrissy and Kalita, thank you with 20 stream streak here. You've been here for a minute, watching both streams. I do, sorry, all 20 streams here in a row. Appreciate that a lot. My command isn't working on my stream deck. Why is that? Why is that, y'all? I need you to work. Why are you not working? There we go. All fixed. Gravity Glue says, congrats on your 5-year anniversary. Thanks for all the laughs. Thank you so much, Gravity Glue. To many more years to come. Hell yes. Thank you so much. It was a great day yesterday. Shan friends, thank you for the prime sub. Welcome back for month number 44. I know you get one of these, so I do appreciate you using it on me. Welcome back in. Jen Raz, happy Friday to you. Jackie, hello. May Rose, what's good? Welcome in. Gina, thank you for the 21 months here. Appreciate a Blackjack month here. Thank you so much. Ed says, hey, we hope we get to see Leon again. I think you will. I don't know how often, but I know that she had a good time yesterday. So hopefully that means more Liana. But again, it all comes down to that good old science schedule, chat. Jinx, welcome in, AJ. Hope you're doing well. Respawning, what's up? Mandy in the building. Jackie, thank you for the 10 stream streak. Appreciate it. Yes, the weekend. Hell yeah, Kellyanne, welcome in. How long did you sleep last night after the long stream? When did I go to bed? I was in bed at midnight. And then I went to bed at midnight. And then I woke up around 7:30. So about seven and a half hours, which didn't feel like enough. I'm not going to lie to you. I was exhausted most of the day. And then I recorded recorded 3 podcasts, and I edited the PAL today. So we're a little bit on fumes today, but it's fine. We out here. Braden, welcome, and long time no see. It's been a minute. Been a minute. Tara, hello. Soju with the 20 stream streak as well. Welcome. Appreciate that. Samantha, Somnus, what's good? Can of biscuits. I was sad to miss half of it, but hey, no worries at all, Jinx. Hopefully you're okay now. You did a great job on your view counts. Were off the charts. There was a lot of, yesterday was very interesting. It really was. Thank you, Samantha. Jenna Lee. This is pretty good. Hell yeah. Some of us hang out with Scally after you left. Yes, because Thursday night, right? Scally did Fall Guys. Matty Dubs, thank you for the prime. So welcome back with month number 29. Y'all, thank you for that hype train. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. What was the highest the views went yesterday? Yesterday, I hit my biggest milestone, my highest milestone I have yet with streaming. It was 2030. 2030 was the highest number yesterday recorded. Which, you know what's funny? The highest the numbers went were during the time on GTA RP. What is this? I thought I saw white hair. I don't know. the peak of the stream yesterday was when I was a hostage in GTA RP, ironically enough. That was when it was at its highest, I checked. This is my lurk chat. No worries, Maddie does. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Good evening, Daisy. Welcome in. Autumn says hello. What do you think of what won the soundbite tournament? I have no idea what could have won, to be honest. I'll be honest with you, Jinx. Hey, Z with the 20 gifted. Holy shit. Thank you so much, AZ. I want to say welcome into Life Mucks R, Dog Tired, TJ, Kaz, Shenanigans, Def Not Another Heather, Jay, Official Voodoo, I Am Sam, Azza, Edge, Gravity Glue, AB, Carly, Gorgoniota, Mishka, Llama, Possible Soul, Snyler, and Ellie, who have gotten a subscription here. Compliments to AZ. If you're in the chat, drop a less than 2 in, or any emote you would like that you've now newly acquired. Welcome into the squad. AZ, think about making that happen. Do we find out what Scally's middle name was? True, no idea yet. I'm saying it dropped after Gileadism. No. When I was hostage was when it was at its highest. But also those number fluctuations, really, there was no rhyme or reason to them. It was like all over the place. My bet is I'm pooping my pants personally. That's not a bad idea, you know. It was the Julie Chen. No. Oh, that was after Ashley tried to change her vote, right? Yeah, there we go. What did it win against? What was second place? Hey, Shenanigans Possible Soul. Appreciate it. Chat, as y'all know, this is the Friday stream. This is the advice stream, the Q&A stream. So the form is open. If you would like to submit any and all questions in the form anonymously, that form is open for you. However, this is a conversation between you and I. If you want to submit any questions straight up yourself directly into the chat, that is also allowed and encouraged. What's funny is that ChatGPT come up with a middle name for Brian Skelly. He gave you 50 and Patrick came up in the 15. Interesting. Oh no, Kellyanne. Oh, y'all spoiled it for Kellyanne. Sorry. Was that stream today, chat? Hey, Mishka, appreciate it. Any admin calendar updates? This is a great question. Let me look because as I announced yesterday on stream, it got delayed to the 22nd, which is nutty. Yeah, nope. It's saying now arriving December 22nd. So I think I'm going to have to cancel this. What I'm going to do instead, that I don't know. But I will be canceling this order. I am sad was B Settle's fave. It was today? Got you. I talked with Taryn today also. I had no idea what was happening. Which one did I order? I ordered the one with the ducks, the rubber duck one from last week. And it was supposed to arrive yesterday, then it randomly got delayed to goddamn today. Sorry, today, 22nd. So, figures. Happy holidays, AZ. But yeah, no, yesterday went extremely well. It went beyond my wildest expectations. I feel like it really did mark a milestone yesterday. And like, I think the proof is in the fact that I was worried I wasn't going to have enough segments, and then we ran out of time to even do the ones we had scheduled. because everything we were doing was a good time. So thank you for that, chat. Really do appreciate it. But today did mark, let me tell you how many now. Can you die in the GTRP? My character can only be permanently dead if I announce it to be permanently dead. Otherwise, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I recorded 5 preview pods this week for the traders. And I recorded... I recorded 2 last week. So we're sitting at 7 now. And then next week we're recording another 6. So it's coming along good. It was really cool to see that many viewers. Well, so because of the fact that my my OBS was freaking out and lagging with GTA RP open, I had to close this. I didn't even see the height of it. I know it was the height of it because of y'all mentioning it. So excited for the traders. Big same Dupree's gal. Should be a good time. I had a good time yesterday. I did. I don't think there was any segment that I felt like didn't live up to what I wanted. Like, especially even RP usually would have been the one where I'm like, I genuinely don't know what's going to happen. It was our best RP day we've had in a minute. Like the whole news team agreed on it. Terrence's book was stellar. Hell yeah, AZ. Chat seemed pretty chill with that many people too. I know a lot of people on the front page just watch and don't chat, but I'm sure that was a relief other than a couple at the end. Honestly, Russ, yeah, because I didn't know what to expect, right? So I know that I know Dwight has gotten on the front page before for one of his Blood on the Clock Towers, because I was in the chat for that, but I didn't stay all the way through, so I didn't see what the chat activity was going to look like. And I know that, like, for example, I think my busiest day with the chat moving as quick as it is cast drop day for Big Brother. That is the day we are always at our peak with activity. So I kind of assumed it was going to be that level, but with people who don't know us. And like, it's a little scary with people who don't know me because you never know. Like, we've had some rogue random people coming here during the pad and like say some heinous shit. So I don't know what to expect. And then last night, the last like 20 minutes of stream, we got a couple of randos that came in here trying to start a ruckus. That's what I expected. I really was worried that the mods were about to have to work overtime to scrub the chat, but it ended up being completely fine. Completely fine. AZ, if you're in the if you're talking about the RHAP Patreon, you have to go to there's a international sheet. Someone might be able to whisper you the guide to that if patrons in here. But yeah, mods were quick with those at the end also, though, I will say. What was the viewership? Lauren, so the stream ended up averaging about... So the average for yesterday's stream was 797. The peak was 2030 is where it ended up landing. It is almost Rob's Traders. We are about a month away now. Exact a month away. I found one of my favorite streams from a random front page a couple years ago. That's amazing, Kalita. That's awesome. And like, I like that there was a bit of variety yesterday where we kick off with like gaming, obviously, but then it was very personality based with the cooking stream and the podcast. It was a very intimate stream yesterday, I felt like. Whereas sometimes it can just be like regular. Yesterday felt like a good mix. Little deceiving, might I add, though, because if someone liked what they saw yesterday, like, this guy does cooking streams and shit, that's not often, right? This is more often than that, but it's fine. I think we'll be okay. I think they'll be okay also. Was stream recorded? No? Yes, Kellyanne. It is if you go to my VODs, it's the last one. Obviously not counting today's stream. It'll be the last. It's 9 hours long. Cooking bar was fun. Thank you, Jen. Yeah, and also I'm very happy at how well the Wellington went too. There we go. D Wilder, thank you for that link. Appreciate it. You have the best mods? Honestly, I do. This isn't even us being friendly and nice. This is being genuine. BB Thought Experiment. You get 2 buttons and you can only press one once during the season. Okay, you can only press one of them. None of the other house guests know about it. Button 1, automatic safety for the week. Button 2 reveals the other house guests' true opinions of you. Button, ooh. The risk is that button 1 at any point can just guarantee you to get through a week when you need it. So that's an intriguing one. Button 2 is one of those where if your game's going well, just hold on to that and then hit it like the last week and get an idea of who you can trust to take you to the end. That being said, though, part of me feels like, yeah, you cannot hit button number 2, aka reveal the other house guest's opinions about you. You can't hit that anytime before the end, because I truly think that you knowing that isn't going to change anything. I don't think you can change their opinion on you. I don't think that's possible. So I'd almost just take the automatic safety at a time I need it. Because I think that if you get, I think like if you're safe week 1, you could hit it and see what everyone thinks about you so that you can start focusing on those relationships early. That's maybe the only other time I would say do it. Because if it's like week 5, their opinions are formed. It is done. Like maybe you switch one person's mind. You're not switching more people's minds. It really depends. Delag says, hey from Calgary. Hello, hope you're doing well. Welcome in. The Wellington made me hungry? My bad. My bad. No, it was tasty. Mythical Jade, thank you for the prime sub. I know you go to these. I do appreciate using it on me. Welcome in. Hi, Pooya and crew. Glad I could make it this week. Going into lurk mode while I munch on some pot stickers. Hell yeah. Sounds good, Jade. Congrats on your anniversary. I'll have to check out the VOD. Please do. It was a very fun stream. I think you'll enjoy it. That's the other thing I was proud of with the Selly pod, with the 5-year pod, because it was a pod that I can gladly say it translates to the VOD. I think the VOD will be still fun. I think it'll still be fun. Next question is, did you gain any followers from your stream yesterday? I had a total of, and this will show you how when I talk about the numbers being a little bloated with the front page, like for a milestone, it's incredible, right? I doubled my milestone. I think before this stream, the most viewers I've ever had on any stream was 1,000 something. So today, this time it was 2,000 something, but we only gained 24 followers from it, which I say only. 24 is a lot of followers to gain in this once you're at this stage of the Twitch career. So we got 24 followers during that stream. Steph, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Appreciate you. Hope y'all are doing well. Hope you had a fun stream. Welcome in. Bald Cattle, thank you for the 36 months. Tired from the long pod? Yes, fatigue is fatiguing right now. I do love the idea of the mini beef wellies for an appetizer. I'm going to put that on my option list for holiday parties. I think that would work well. If you have like cubed meats, that could be very delicious. Maybe some people will come back and check you out again later on. It's entirely possible, of course. Yeah, combined with last week's pad and this week's on yesterday's stream, we went up about 40 followers this past week, which is very unheard of. I feel like most of my streams, if I look at them, in the last month, okay, let's go last 10 streams. In the last 10 streams, this is the amount of followers gained or lost, by the way. 0, -1, -2, 5, 1, 1, 0, 18, 0, 24. So. But yeah, Twitch is a very unique platform, unlike any other platform, I feel like. In that the metrics are different, what you're looking for is different. All right, and I'm caught up with the form, by the way, for now, so just heads up. But I will say also the other thing that I thought went really well, I thought the podcast, the PAL went extremely well on air. It was one take. There was no, editing it was the easiest thing I've done. In fact, I edited it while I was on a podcast today. And by that, I mean, I just snipped the beginning and then I snipped the end and then I put the intro stinger and I just exported it. And thankfully with the RAM we got on the computer now, it did not lag anything or slow anything down. We were fine. Everything was okay. Felt like a reality show watching you and Leona get set up and record it. Yeah, y'all got to see a very intimate behind the scenes to it. I was thinking about this during the pal. How much do you feel like your Spotify rap was influenced by what you play on the pad? I know you play your fave, so wondering if that even impacts it. Honestly, Mandy, I would say what you hear on the the pad is what my top new added songs are at the time. So a lot of the listening you've been doing, you're hearing kind of a similar genre lately, right? This is all just the moment that I'm listening to right now. But yeah, I would say like every pad you're listening to like my last 20 added songs more than anything. So there's not been a lot dictated. The reason behind that is that I think it was my second year streaming. I was using Spotify for Stream Beats, which is the copyright free music that Harris Heller puts out. And Stream Beats was my number one artist, and I hated that. I was like, that doesn't feel right. So yeah, and what's funny is like my top 5 artists, I've not listened to any of them in the last 3 months, really. It just really comes down to how much, because I don't listen to music. I listen to music so sporadic, so spread out, and artists so spread out that like if I've listened to a song 50 times, it's guaranteed to be my top artist or in my top artist, you know? I'd be curious for those who chat to share some of their top artists. Wonder how much similarities there are. I'd be intrigued to know also. Oh, you know what I found out while looking around some of my metrics today? I found something out that I think would be very interesting for y'all to find out. Let me just see where I could find that. Where would that have been? Oh, I remember where it would have been now. Yes. So I found out a very big piece of analytic that I would like to share. So what I found out, chat, was this. Okay. So I found out what first of all, I know what my top 5 viewership countries are, which in no particular bit of shock to anybody are the United States at number 1. 38%, Canada in second place with 23%, the UK 12%, Australia 6%, and the Philippines 3%. Shout out Philippines. That's my top 5 countries who check me out. The other thing I wanted to share with you is my known audience demographic. Now I can see these because this is on my I haven't finalized this creator profile, but it gives me my metrics for like sponsorships. When like you want to apply for a sponsorship, this is what it'll send to the company that you're applying for. My known audience demographic, okay? In the 18 to 24 category, it's 1.95% male, 2.12% female, 1.89% unknown. That's kind of standard, right? So that's a total of boom, boom, boom. About 6% of you are in the 18 to 24 range. Majority of you are in the next batch, 25 to 34. We have well over 50% in this category. Okay. Within this category, 16% male, 47% female, 8% unknown. The next category is 35 to 44, 5% male, 6% female, 4.86% unknown. Then it's 45 to 54%. We've got 0.52% male, 0.7% female, 2% unknown. And then in the 55 plus category, we have 1.6% unknown. So the majority of the biggest majority age group here is 25 to 34 female. which I did not anticipate, but I don't know what I anticipate. I didn't think about it, I guess, what I'm trying to say. I'm 23 just as Spotify. Big same. I'm 23 also thanks to Spotify. Do we tell Twitch these says when we sign up? I don't know. I didn't think about that either. This has to be discussed on the PAL. I will quiz Liana on this to see what she thinks. I want to bring it up. Pugs, what's up? Data analytics is what I do for work, so this is super interesting to me. Hell yeah. You give your birth date at sign up in yes country. Okay. That makes sense. I think, right? What's funny is with my Twitch account, I signed up. This Twitch account is old. How do I check how long I've had this account? Is it on my, hold on. It's on my thing here, isn't it? If I like click my profile. Yeah, account created October 5th, 2011. When I tell you I've not been on Twitch until like 2019, but I've had it for that long. I don't know how. I don't know what possessed me to sign up at that time. But yeah, I've had it for a long time. Hey, the follow age is real though. It's like your Letterboxd. It is. I don't know when I signed up for Letterboxd. I'll be honest with you. I have no idea when that would have been signed up from. But now we have it. Now we have Letterboxd signed up, locked in. Says you've been tier 3 for 61 months. It automatically assigns you tier 3 for your own stream. Yes, it does. Twitch was heavily advertising at Canadian University at that time. Then there you go. Song name? AJ, I got you. It is Midnight Alchemy by my boy Arlo. Here, I'll link you the Spotify in case you're a Spotify person. There you go. AZ is a newcomer to the scene. A year, 10 months? Less than 2 years, even? Same with Lori. Lori, I feel like you've been here longer. Did you unfollow? 10 months, Lori? You scammer? Yeah, Mandy's right. The follows does have a cooldown, so. I was here before partner. Allegedly. Yeah. You were here before partner. You were here 3 months before partner happened. You must have unfollowed. I will learn to forgive you. Is Nightbot universal for all streamers? No, what do you mean by that? You have to add Nightbot manually. So not every streamer has a Nightbot. All right, we're fully caught up on the form also. I got a 26-month subscriber badge, so I don't know how I've only been here 10 months. Yeah, I think it must have been a misclick, like you accidentally unfollowed and then followed right back or something. I don't know. No, never unfollowed except when I changed billing. Okay. I think some people had some weird unfollowing glitch at some point, if I remember correctly. I will say there's been some of you that I've seen. I've gotten, like, you know how sometimes you get an email off of one follower? I've gotten an email that's been like, blank has followed you on Twitch. And I'm like, were you not here before? You were here before. So what's that about? Like I remember someone unfollowing as a joke and then refollowing or something. I think that's also happened before. I do think so. I think we've had that as well. This has been my favorite song of the last month. Like I think if my Wrapped came out in a month, this guy's one of my top artists now. Rob, welcome in with the 2 B's. Count times 3. What, the amount of time it gives you multiplier on follow age, AZ? What was your Spotify age? 23. It gave me and Liana the same age, and I feel like that's fraudulent. I'll say it. I don't think Liana and I were the same age musically. 21, Mandy. Damn. 75, Dupree's gal. Wow. Chat, who saw the World Cup draw today? Who's invested? I have thoughts. That was the weirdest World Cup draw I've ever witnessed. It was so odd. It was so odd. I've never, and maybe I'm misremembering. I do not recall a president ever being that involved with the World Cup proceedings. It was a lot. A lot. Also, I was stressed because I had my podcast with Taryn coming up at 1, and I was like, if y'all don't fucking do this draw already, I'm going to lose my mind. So the draw went well. Well, who depends what team you're looking for. The USA got away with arguably the best group, especially for the host nations. They did really well. Canada, I think, was doing well and then got the tough European playoff position where could be Italy that people are worried about. I don't know if Italy I would even be worried about to that extent, but Canada's not too shabby. I think for me with Iran, I was really hoping we'd end up in one of the host group ones because I knew that was going to be the little more easier lineups. But we ended up in, I would argue, the best alternative group for us that wasn't the host, and that was with Belgium. So Iran's with Belgium, Egypt, and New Zealand. So I think I like our odds there. We'll see. How many of us getting pull string food processors after Pooya's cooking segment yesterday? Ooh, did y'all like that? I'm very happy with the result. Liana ended up telling me that ultimately this was a better beef Wellington than the previous, and she said had it not been for the puff pastry, it would have just immediately been better. But the puff pastry made it a little less beef Wellington-y. Never heard of a FIFA Peace Prize either. It somehow materialized this year. So I only watched the draw part. Yeah, I just sat through because I didn't know when the draw was happening. Paraguay might be tricky. Paraguay's not a bad worry, honestly. They could have their mojo back now after a long hiatus, but it's to be seen. We'll see. Canada, Italy, and Toronto will be wild. That'll be a lot. Belgium is by far the weakest pot one. I popped off. I was in a voice call. I popped off when we got Belgium because it really felt like that was our last exit into a good group. Otherwise, we're going to end up with France, Spain, Argentina, England, which I didn't want. Portugal would have been the only other one that I would have piloted was Portugal. Iran might have 2 games in Vancouver. Yes, which honestly, I think they needed it. And I've already got someone who has offered to let me crash there, provided I get tickets. So not a bad shout. And I've never been to the Couve, so that'll be a good excuse to go. Egypt stand account here, Buckeye. I hope we can still remain friends because I will be rooting for Iran hard. You bought a string food processor yesterday. Oh my God, amazing, Jabina. What were the differences between the old and new pastries? Tara, the old one was like the thin actual puff pastry material. This was a crescent roll, which was a lot thicker. I think you guys could do the cooking pals after yesterday. It was fun. I think it was a good time. I'm happy we didn't end up doing... Once I saw Spotify Wrapped come out, I nixed the idea of us doing the painting segment on the pal. I also thought that we would want to show the paintings, and the fact that I don't think we could have done the paintings in an hour anyway also detracted me from doing that. So mad I don't have any games in Chicago. Also, the Belgium group was paired with the U.S. for the knockout rounds. The second place teams play in round 32, and the group winners will play in 16 if they get there. Interesting, Red Wings. That's honestly a very good route for us then. We backed out, but Soldier Field is a dump anyway. Sometimes I use the questionable dough for air fryer donuts. They're tasty. I'll give you that for sure. I'm wondering if it would have been as thick if you hadn't just started rolling. Well, one of them we did fold out, and then the other one we rolled. So I don't know. How are the admin calendars going? Liana's is going well. Mine is not arriving until the 22nd. So one good, one very bad. I was in Vancouver a few years ago and I loved it. I've heard only good things about the Couve. So, including that it's called the Couve, thanks to Livathy. You missed the folding out one? Yeah, that was Liana laid out the second one and didn't let me squish it, which honestly was the right call. Question in the forum. That's not a question. Question in the forum. Do you live in Canada, or what's your Canada connection? I've heard you talk about Canada often, but not sure about the lore. So I lived in Canada from 2011 to 2020. Canada was the place that I truly felt I called home and felt it. I meant it. It became home faster than Dubai ever was for me. And it's weird because I lived in Dubai for 19 years, but Canada, I felt like I belonged. Like it felt like this is home. It's hard to explain. And then I moved here to be with Liana. I go full camera and demand a refund. I will be getting my refund. No one calls it that. Then why are you telling me it's called the Couve? Why are you lying to me and making me look bad? Were you going to paint yesterday? I was going to paint Liana was my plan. I was either going to paint Liana or I was going to have Liana pick a picture for me to paint. My wife and my first vacation was a road trip from Edmonton to Vancouver. Great time. Hell yeah. That would have been my plan for the painting. And I still want to do a painting segment at some point. We have all the material for it, so we should be good and ready to go for that. Also, back to the World Cup draw real quick. I truly don't think there is a group of death among us. I don't think there's one group that's just absolutely torture. I think there's just a lot of competitive groups this time around. Although I will say the Norway-France presence with Senegal in one group is kind of deadly. Can we talk about how Wayne Gretzky pronounced Curacao? The fact that this guy did not practice these beforehand is wild to me. And like the fact that they just put him on this, wild. Like surely if you're put on pot 4 duty, you know that, oh, I have to read all of these names. Let me learn how to pronounce them. They're what, fucking 12 names. There's not that many names. You'll be fine. Just learn them. I had never realized that, because I've always read it or thought it as Cape Verde. But then I realized I heard him say Cabo Verde, and I thought, this motherfucker botched this? And then I heard someone else say that. And then when I saw the screen, it said Cabo Verde. I was like, I've never heard that. Good thing you didn't try and combine cooking streams and went with crescent rolls for the Wellingtons instead of Doritos. Doritos for the crunchy center. I feel like we could have put Doritos like underneath, over top the prosciutto to get that little crunch in between the prosciutto and the mushroom. But why would we do that? All right. This is how Wayne Gretzky pronounced Curacao. Command said Caraco. And then you can hear how he said Macedonia. Macedonia, y'all. There was one more he botched also, and I can't remember which one it was. The great one. If you do another cooking stream with Leon, double the prosciutto. Honestly, might have to. England, Ghana, Panama, and Croatia is tough. See, that's a good one also. Like, I don't think there's one group of death. I think there could be a couple. I love those cookies. Great cookies. Got the Macedonia for the mac and cheese. Oh, Jordan. Yes, that was the one. Sorry, Jordan. Jordan Red Wings. I've never heard anyone pronounce Macedonia that way until today. First time for everything. I understand the Caraco. I pronounced it that way when I was a bartender. Well, in your defense, you did not have to get up in front of millions to say it. I imagine the fact that he didn't practice it. Oh, yeah, there we go. Jordan. Jordan. There are a few countries I've never heard of in the latter pots. There's a lot of new countries coming into the World Cup scene here that I think will be new for a lot of people for sure. How do you see the name of the starts with the C? Which one? Curacao? Jordan. You know, said Czechia and Republic of Ireland like it was one country. Don't take the job if you're not going to have your team do the bare minimum research. Just read them out loud in front of somebody and be like, are these right or no? Why is there a 7-minute TSN video about whether or not Gretzky pronounced them right or wrong? Wrong. He pronounced them wrong. Why does there need to be a video on this? I only know how to pronounce it because of Blue Curacao for my bartending days. First of all, Mandy, did not know you had bartending days. Very cool. Second, same. I only know it because of the Blue Curacao. Well, that and also like, yeah, that's probably it. I would look at that C in the middle and be like, I'm definitely going to do this wrong. Someone correct me the first time I ever think to say it. And then after that, I wouldn't get it wrong because I would know because I've been corrected, you know? Who won BB11? Jordan. That's right. Jordan Oid, in fact. I do not get that reference, Lori. You and Cocktail with Tom. I don't know what that is. I do not know what that is. I feel like I would have made that second C a qua sound. So you would have said Curaquao. And then had Shaq making David Beckham jokes up on stage. Shaq was vibing. When Shaq called himself David Blackham, I died. Like Shaq was the most natural person up there. Everyone else felt clunky. Christian Mingle, welcome in. Oh, it's an 80s bartender movie. Got you. Got you. Totally forgot about that. It was just a very throwaway comment he did, and he moved on from it. Now that 49 is winding down, who's your winner pick? Who do you think will be at Final Tribal? Savannah's the front runner, I think. But for me, I would say Sophie. Well, now I say Sophie, you'll know which Sophie. Spoiler alert, by the way. You know which Sophie I'm talking about. I feel good about Sophie, which means I feel even good about my... Y'all, if I win the draft a third time before anyone else wins it twice, I retire, right? I just move on. Like nothing. I should throw for content. If I win this draft, I win 49. If I win 49, we've already drafted 50, so that's over. If I win 49, I might have to just use a wheel for 51. I might have to use a wheel and weaken myself because what the fuck? You're gonna retire and help Liana with her picks? Why help Liana? Why shouldn't I open myself to the free market and get some change? Money talks. If you want to hire me onto your team, I got you. What will Shannon do? I'll tell you this, not win the draft. She'll do that for sure. Would I help Shannon? Shannon would have to respect me first for me to do it, honestly. I feel like Shannon sees me as an afterthought still, even though I've literally taken away everything she loves. Shannon is not divorced because I am nice. Because she made a wager with me that the loser of our AU versus the world draft would have to get a divorce, and she lost. And I said, you're good. Don't get a divorce. So she would have to respect me as a competitor first. And I feel like she doesn't. We haven't had any wheel content for a good while. I cannot remember what the last time we wheeled for. I guess technically it was for the Promise Month, right? So it's not been that long. We've wheeled in Minnesota before. I bet Mandy was a super friendly bartender. I could see it. Don't jinx yourself. I mean, listen, I might as well make it tough for myself. Someone get a pin. His head is blowing up. No. Would I help? Let me see. I bet Shannon pays big. I will take the money. But if you're retired, then you would be helping Shannon. I mean this very respectfully. I think 4 people could retire from this draft, and Shannon still doesn't win the next season's draft. You getting Marbs? I do not. I'm leaning no tonight. I'll be honest with you. The 49 players have before they went on to 50. I don't know, a couple of weeks? A couple months? Couldn't be more than that. I think a couple weeks is what I'm leaning on. 3 weeks. There we go. Thank you, Red Wings. Next question in the form. Have you played in any orgs lately? Are you open to it? I had so much fun watching you play Sequester, aka Redacted. The last org I played was the last televised org, televised on the internet, would have been the Big Brother game I played for Maggie's friend. The game that me, Chappelle, and Grace played. Since then, I've not played another one. Would I be open to it? It would have to be the right game and the right time. I wouldn't just willy-nilly go back into it. Can you imagine telling your boss after just getting back from playing one season of Aspire that you need another extended break? I mean, can you imagine not getting that time off for 50? Like, you try and get for 50 and they're like, nope, you're not going. I would need to decompress. Like, as much as like, the thing is, when the phone rings, you pick up, right? I think that's the logic. You have to pick up. That being said, I would secretly dread the idea of going. Actually, it was way less. 49 got home on May 16th and 50 went out 25th to 27th. Okay, so not even 2 weeks then. The farther we get into 49, the more wild it is to me that some of them went right back after. Yeah, going back right after with no time off, I guess, like, maybe the benefit you can think of is that you haven't had time to decompress. Maybe that's good because you're still on that mindset. But also, could you imagine just jumping out of 49 and then jumping right into playing with all these people you've watched on television and they have no idea who you are? I believe BB Brazil had their winner do another season immediately after, and they walked like 2 days in. They were like, fuck this, I'm not doing all that. Damn. Yeah, we're not willy-nilly Oregon here. It has to be the right time. Going back to me seems horrible, but at the same time, how do you say no? Exactly. That's what it is for me. What is Rupert the only other person that played 2 seasons? Or no. Russell Hantz is one. Malcolm is one. Oh, Zeke and Michaela from 33 is one. Amanda Kimmel, Ozzy, James. Yep. Right. There's quite a few. Oh, I think there was a gap. There was a gap in between the 2 seasons, but Bruce did 44 and 45 technically. My body couldn't handle it, but I guess I wouldn't have ever been on Survivor. I'm not made for it. I would not be made for that outdoor sleeping, honestly. I guess technically would an orc, like would the Traders game we played count, the RHAP Traders? Because that would be the last one I did. I did see that there's another Blood on the Clock trial RHAP. It's going to be tomorrow. Bruce had a year in between? Yes, see, that's different. Are you Traders counts? Yeah, then that would have been the last one I did. And like that was short-lived, but I think I made my mark on the game. So I'm happy with how that played out. To inform about an orc, you weren't going to be long for that. Your reputation precedes. Yeah, I think that I think my org reputation was out there, but then also like being the poster for the Traders really wasn't going to help my case one way or another. If you're a trader, you wanted me out, and if I am a trader, you want me out. Like the longer I stay there, the more you're going to be sus of me. So it seems the way you talk, you aren't made for indoor sleeping right now. No, AZ, that's a very funny zinger, and that's very true. The thing is, can I sleep outside? Yes. I think the paranoia of snakes and mice and stuff would keep me up at night. That would be my biggest issue. I think I'd not be able to overcome that. That would be my problem. That would be my struggle. And I don't think I could handle that well. So, yeah, snakes would be a huge no for me. Same Z's. Same Z's. I wouldn't like that. Stephanie, Bobby, John, Shireen, and Joe also play back to back. There we go. Thank you, Red Wings. Oh, you said Joe already. I was about to say, yeah. Joe, you mean Anglum, right? Because that's what I was about to say. Bugs would be a no for me. I still have horror feelings about that one segment from that one season in the 30s of Survivor about bugs. Trish for a little over a month away. Got my Peacock sorted out. I'm so excited. Get hyped. Get hyped because we are very close. We are very close to it being that time. Spider and snakes would be my downfall. I kind of panic when I see snakes. Same. If I saw one, I think I'd freeze. I think that's my issue. I would freeze in place. And that's not a good thing to do. My parents for Survivor Iceland. Countries with no snakes include Iceland, Ireland, New Zealand, and Antarctica. While mice are harder to avoid with some isolated places like Iceland and Hawaii have very few or none. Ireland only native wood house mice, making a country with absolutely zero snakes and zero mice extremely rare. Yo, maybe I move to Ireland. They have no snakes? I'm in. I could handle snakes. I don't know if I could handle a maggot dumper then spraying your... Whoa, Jinx. Sorry I've missed this, but what is the plan for the Traders Pod? Are you doing all 3 Fs at once? or are you doing one per ep? I love the first year when you did a watch pod. For the premiere night, it's gonna be one pod for 3. So it's gonna be a late night. So get the Red Bulls ready because we're gonna be watching 3 hours of content and then jumping on to do the podcast right after. Which I still don't know who my co-host is for those. We still don't have that sorted out, but we have a month. We'll figure it out. It'll be there. So, and then after that, obviously, it'll be however many episodes we get that night. We're gonna do those for that. Yeah, because we've done that for 2 and 3 as well, where we did one pod. Get that Red Bull sponsorship. Melissa Denny, where you at? Hook a man up, please. I would feel miserably at Survivor. I'm not in shape. Don't like fish or coconut. Not a strong swimmer. Not athletic or outdoorsy. I like fish. I like coconut. I am a strong swimmer, but also not proven in a minute. I was a strong swimmer. I assume that skill remains, but I'm not outdoorsy. And I think that's my biggest problem. And I'm not in shape. Run zigzag. If you ever see a snake, harder for them to track you. Don't snakes zigzag also? Do you think you'll have a regular coast for the season coverage or a different one each week? That was the debate. I have voiced that I would like for it to be a regular co-host. I feel like the natural chemistry you build with one person throughout the season is better. And because of the fact that I'm gonna have the feedback show still, I think that's where I should have my weeklies. Snakes zigzag to both, they go in a straight line. Got you. When is the Trader premiere date? January 8th. January 8th, yeah. Yes, I think we'll have, I don't know how many exits we're going to get. US has always been unknown with that. We will have recaps, we will have feedbacks, and then we'll find out where we go with Rob also, because I'm assuming we'll have Rob content in some capacity. Marbles tonight? No marbles tonight. I'm actually feeling very congested and sick at the moment. I've been sneezing all day. It's not a good sign. So those of you with VIP badges, enjoy them for another week. Because next week, I'm going to do a full reset. The thing I don't understand regarding Survivor is how people don't get sick from certain reward foods after not having eaten very much. Maybe they do and we don't see it. I don't know. I love so many RG podcasters, so anyone is a great get. But off top, I have to say your podcast with Bryce on First Look was so fun. That seems like a wild card, but maybe. Also not expecting you to say just to have to say it. No, I appreciate hearing feedback and endorsement. Because like, if you name somebody and they might not be on my radar, that's something to consider too, right? Yeah, I think there's quite a few people I can think of that are candidates to me. Next time come for your VIP badges, all of them. Lori wants multiple VIP badges. Yeah, I can see it going a couple of different ways. But we'll see. McKenna with the 7 stream streak. Appreciate that. Russ was really funny as your co-host. I thought that podcast went very well. If I'm being honest, as I was getting on that pod, I was worried because I was like, I've never done a Issa look. I don't know how this is going to go. I don't even know if this is going to be good. And I was like, Bryce is going to end up doing a lot of heavy lifting. And then I think 15 minutes in, I felt comfortable and we were fine. Everything was smooth. Smooth sailing. You guys seem very natural together. It's funny because Bryce and I hadn't really interacted much before. And then we met at these some of these live events and talked a little bit, and I was like, I feel like me and Bryce have a lot of good banter, and then that did translate. I think Bryce is also just a natural in bringing the best out of people, so he is a gem, absolutely. Speaking of traders, I'm in the middle of watching UK3. Ooh, interesting. UK3 was an interesting season for me. Also, chat, form is caught up. So if you wanted to put anything in there, feel free. Just thought I'd bring that up. There's a very nice comment. Good at bringing out the best of people. Bryce is one of those. Rob is one of those. And I think Mike Bloom is the other one. The very rare type of person that You put them in a podcast with anybody, and that podcast is going to work. And like they have the unique talent of being able to raise their guests, get the best out of their guest, if that makes sense. Like if you put them in a pod with any of us, you're gonna get the best version of us on that pod because of the way they can just make you feel comfortable and pull like questions out of you, pull answers out of you, and stuff like that. Does Trader season 4 have the token Brit? We have Caroline Stanberry. So I think she's our British person. We also, well, we have and I believe she's Irish. We have our Love Island UK representative, but Irish, not British. In Mora. I think everyone else is just American? Question mark. Rob can do a British accent if needed. I don't know how good that accent is though. Token royalty? No token royalty. They knew Rob would immediately try and push them out of the castle, so they didn't cast one. We went from British member of parliament to royalty to now nothing. No British royalty. Or any royalty for that matter. So we do have Dorinda again. This is true. I'm thankful for that. Yeah. Royalty reviews be Michael Rappaport, and royalty made the right choice. Let's be honest. RGP royalty, Bravo royalty. This is true. This is true. Just not British royalty, really. A lot of other royalty was represented appropriately on this season. I remember he played that role respawning. I will always think of him as Don Self from Prison Break. If you had to pick someone from Traders 4 that is guesting on a future Traders pod with you, other than the Rob Who Are the Tops gets season unseen, Natalie Anderson, I think would be an easily top get for me. I think Ron Funches would be especially fun. So those are two off the top of my head immediately. Kristen Kish is a third one as well. And I feel like Tiffany would be a shout also. Those are the four. I haven't learned about all the housewives yet to give you my housewives pick. Oh, Mark Bausfan, hope he does well. I'm excited to learn about him. I haven't done his preview pod yet either. So we'll see what I learn about him. Do you think we're getting surprise additions like Derek last season? I don't think so. Because if I remember last season, didn't we have 21 announced and then 3 got added later? Or 2 got added later, technically. But now I think the number we have, it's too big for there to be more people. If I could, I'd take Colton and Michael Rappaport out. And I think a lot of us would agree with that. We don't know housewives of RHAP. Oh my God, imagine. Sorry for all the wobbles, chat. There's also one less episode this year. There you go. I didn't realize we had the number of episodes already. Also, chat, Goose Goose should be happening on Sunday, so get excited for that. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm still working on the numbers, but it's getting there. It's getting there. Let's go GGD. Yes. If you want Tourist Canada and I'm there, do you want a Secret Alliance? Lock it in, Nighthawk. Lock it in. Better for both of us. We'll make it further. Why not? If there's no reunion, I wonder if Rob could host one on Patreon with you. I believe there is a reunion. I don't see why there wouldn't be a reunion. I feel like reunions are one of their highest episodes. But if there ever was a situation where there wasn't, I would love if we hosted it. I think having it is better than not having it. You know what I mean? I love the word y'all are both on Traders Canada, and you have to tell Pooya under the radar. I am Night Hockey, and I'm like, tell me more. You know, we talked about this on the pad. Oh, I remember that. I'm not feeling Andy as a reunion host. I have long not wanted Andy to be anywhere near the reunion host spot. I feel like Alan literally hosted the show the entire season. Why wouldn't we have him do it? He's the one that knows these people the best. He's the one that watched this all play out. So to me, it doesn't make sense for it to be anybody but Alan. But for some reason, Andy's relevant. So. And I just feel like Andy's hosting is very inauthentic to me. So. Yeah, anyone but the main host doing it is very strange. Is hosting suitable for housewives and that's it? Not the goose gritty. Or the gritty goose, rather. All right, Chad. I'm going to call last call on form. I'm not feeling ideal, so I think I might call it early tonight. Getting a bit of a headache and the congestion still congestioning. Coming in, but I couldn't agree more about Alan hosting. And let me tell you this, Alan's gotten better. Like, I was a very harsh critic of Alan as a host early on. Alan has only improved as a host with every passing year. So, and he's a rep for partying allegedly. Ooh, feel better. Thank you, chat. Yeah, I don't know what happened overnight, but I woke up today congested and sneezing, and then it went away and I forgot about it, and then it came back again. In the last like 3 hours. Go rest so you can be your best for Sunday, and I will be my best for Sunday. That's for sure. That is for damn sure, chat. Thankfully, we had 9 hours yesterday, so I feel like we've done good. The weather's been crazy. It's affecting everyone. Honestly, it's been snowing nonstop here. Lala elevated Alan's hosting game. Are you or Liana in charge of gift giving? Well, for example, with Liana's family, Liana's in charge of gift giving there. Like, she will, well, it can be a collaborative effort, but Liana, for the most part, got this, you know? Go 8 hours plus positive grades feel a lot off. Yeah, I think cumulatively, yesterday we did 9 hour stream. Today I did, I'm just doing the math real quick, about 3 hours worth of pods. And then no RP, so I didn't talk extra on RP either. So just 3 hours of pods and then this. But I did wake up with a sore throat today. I will say I did wake up with a sore throat this morning after the stream yesterday. Favorite host is Karine, and then Alan, and then India's host, then Ireland. I have yet to check out India. That's on me. I like the former host of Traders Australia. I thought Roger was great. I liked him quite a bit. I still think my favorite is Claudia from the UK. But I truly think now that they've replaced the New Zealand host as well, I don't think Traders has a bad host in the business. So that's the good news. I'm going to test for COVID. Those are the symptoms a friend of mine just had. That's not a bad call, United. I think we have a COVID test at home, so I can do that after this and see where I land. Because If it is co-ed, I need to stay away from Liana. Which host wins best dressed? That is a tough ass question, Lori. I love Claudia, Allen, and Karine, each very in their very different ways, but I enjoy them all. They are very different, also, to your point. They really are. I feel like Claudia's probably the most casual of them in that she just kind of is like she's like a friend that's running the castle. Whereas like Karine and Alan are a little more serious in their roles. Karine, especially with this season, is a lot more of the serious owner of the manor. So that makes sense. I saw how much UK, and I know people love Claudia, so Karine is solid in my top spot. Mandy, you've watched none of the UK seasons? None? This gives me a chance to put on my moisture gloves and socks. I can't type with them on. I did not know what that is. I feel better getting sick is never fun around the holidays, even worse. It really is, Archie fan. The good, well, not good news, but the silver lining is that my holiday plans are not about to get spoiled because I don't think we're going anywhere for the holidays this time around. UK is so damn. UK is my favorite franchise, so I think you're in for a treat. Especially if you've also not watched Celebrity Traders. That's 4 seasons of goodness waiting for you. All right. Chat, this has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for pulling up. Sorry this is short-lived here today. Hopefully I can be back on top of my game by Sunday, where we do Goose Goose at 5 p.m. Eastern. I hope you had fun here with me today. I hope you had fun yesterday. Thank you for all the support. It really has meant a lot. We've kicked off year 6 very positively. I'm looking forward to seeing what else we can do here. So I appreciate you, chat. Y'all take care. I will see you on Sunday. Lesson 2's in the chat one time.